Hi, good evening, everyone. Let me tell you something. Comfort and success don't live in the same neighborhood. One will always cost you the other. You can't chase comfort and expect to grow. You can't avoid hard things and expect big results. People want the rewards of success, but not the price tag attached to it. And that's the truth. Most aren't ready to face comfort feels good in the moment, but it robs you over time. It keeps you stuck, silent, and small. If you're serious about success, the first thing you've got to give up is the idea that you can have it easy. Ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Because if you're not willing to hurt for it, to get uncomfortable for it, to lose sleep and peace and temporary pleasure for it, then stop saying you want it. You don't want success, you want the image of it, the applause, the lifestyle, the attention. But the real question is, are you willing to suffer for it when no one's clapping? Are you ready to bleed for something that isn't guaranteed? That's what separates those who dream from those who build. That's where the price gets real. Steve Harvey didn't end up on your screen by luck. He didn't just show up and get handed a mic. He lived through rejection, slept in his car, had doors slammed in his face, and still, he kept moving. Why? Because he understood something most people never learn. Life doesn't owe you anything. Success doesn't care how many times you've failed, only if you'll get back up again. That's the truth people avoid. They wait for signs, for green lights, for someone to believe in them. But Steve didn't wait. He walked through the fire and built belief on the way. Right here, this is it. The moment where you stop lying to yourself. The moment where you stop saying maybe later. This isn't just another message. It's your wake-up call. Because what you do next, it decides everything. You can either walk back into your comfort zone, or you can step into the unknown. That's your choice. No one else can make it for you. But understand this, every dream you've buried, every goal you've ignored, every ounce of potential you've wasted, it all starts to rise again, the second you decide to stop playing safe. This is the line. Which side are you on? Stop imagining success as a beach house and a luxury car. It's not a vacation, it's a battlefield. And if you're not ready to fight, you're not ready to win. Success demands sweat, setbacks, silence, and sacrifice. It's early mornings and lonely nights. It's hearing no so many times that it echoes in your head, but still showing up. The problem is, people are in love with the dream, but allergic to the discipline. They want comfort with results, rest with rewards. But real success doesn't look like a highlight reel. It looks like pain, risk, and staying in the game long after most people quit. If you want to be celebrated, you've got to be willing to be challenged first. If you want results, you've got to walk through rejection, failure, and fear. Success is a war zone, and it only belongs to those who show up ready to fight. Turn on your phone and what do you see? Private jets, flashy clothes, smiles, confidence. Success looks smooth from the outside, but they never show you the ugly part. The broke nights, the doubt, the empty rooms, and the missed calls. They don't post the moments they cried on the floor, questioned everything, and still had to get up and go again. That's the part nobody glamorizes. That's the part where the story is really written. You see the luxury now, but do you know the price they paid? Do you know how many times they failed silently before they ever succeeded publicly? The truth is, what the world celebrates is just the surface. The real story, the one worth telling, is what it took to get there. Don't let someone's polished finish line fool you into ignoring the messy, brutal road that came before it. That's where success is forged, in the shadows, not the spotlight. You say you want it, but do you want the work that comes with it? Everybody says they're hungry until it's time to eat rejection. Everyone wants the result, until they realize the process breaks you first. You admire people who've made it, but can you stomach what they went through? Because behind every successful name is a story filled with loss, failure, and fear. They endured betrayal, silence, criticism, and long periods of invisibility. Could you walk that path and still keep going? Or are you only in love with the reward? Success doesn't just ask you to work hard, it asks you to hurt for it. It asks for your pride, your comfort, and sometimes your peace. And the ones who get there, they don't just survive it, they grow through it. That's what separates real drive from daydreaming. The question isn't just do you want it? The real question is, can you handle what they handled to have what they have? Steve Harvey didn't get handed anything. He didn't go viral. He didn't wake up successful. He lived in his car. He took rejection after rejection. He was broke, tired, overlooked, but he never quit. He kept going, even when it didn't make sense, even when nothing was working. That's not luck, that's grit. That's what it looks like to stay in the fight when it feels like you're losing every round. People see him now and think, man, he's lucky. No, he was relentless. He was built for hard days, built for no, built for disappointment. He didn't wait to be chosen. He chose himself every time life tried to shut him down. And if you want to get to where he is, you better stop waiting for perfect conditions and start showing up like it's life or death. Because that's what success takes. Not talent, not charm, relentless pursuit, even in the dark, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. Comfort is sneaky. It shows up wearing safety like a mask. It tells you you're okay where you are. It whispers why push harder, why take risks. Things aren't that bad. But here's the truth. Comfort is a trap. It locks the door slowly. You don't even feel it at first. You think you're resting, but you're actually rusting. You think you're protected, but you're unprepared. Every time you choose what's easy, you trade your growth for a short burst of relief. And it costs you more than you realize. You get used to just enough. You get numb to dreaming. And without even noticing, you settle. Not because you couldn't do more, but because comfort told you not to try. If you stay there too long, you'll look up one day and realize you haven't moved. You haven't changed. You haven't become. And the scariest part, you'll convince yourself that was the plan all along. Don't fall for it. Don't let comfort sell you safety while it slowly steals your strength. Let me ask you something. What's your comfort zone really worth? Because the truth is, it's not just a place of rest. It's a place of delay. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you're paying a price, not in money, but in time, in energy, in who you could have been. Comfort is like quicksand. It feels soft at first, but if you stay there long enough, it pulls your future under. What dreams have you postponed because the risk felt too heavy? What goals have you shelved because staying where you are feels safer? Let that sink in. You're not stuck. You're just choosing easy over impact. Every "I'll do it later" stacks up. Every "I'm not ready yet" becomes a habit. And slowly the life you were meant to build slips away. Ask yourself, what is comfort really giving me? And what is it quietly taking? Because the truth is, while you sit in what's familiar, your potential is standing outside the door, waiting to be let in. Here's the hard truth. Your calling doesn't live inside your comfort zone. It lives in the places that stretch you. It lives in the risk, the uncertainty, the fear. That's where your next level is hiding. You can't grow without pressure. You can't rise without resistance. Comfort keeps you the same. Calling demands that you become someone new, that you change your habits, face your fears, and step into situations that scare you. But that's the only way to rise. Think about it. When's the last time you did something that scared you and didn't come out stronger? Discomfort isn't a sign to turn back. It's proof you're getting closer to what matters. Growth is painful, but so is staying the same. One pain changes you, the other drains you. So which one will you choose? If you really want to live out your purpose, you've got to leave safe places. Because the person you're meant to become, they don't live in comfort, they live in the stretch. Steve Harvey didn't just face rejection, he walked straight through it. Doors didn't open for him, he had to bang on them. Sometimes with no answer. He got told no more times than most people can handle. Slept in his car, got passed over, ignored, overlooked. But he didn't let rejection define him. He let it refine him. Every closed door pushed him to a new direction. Every "not yet" built more fire in his voice. You see, rejection didn't mean he was off track. It meant he was in training. That pain wasn't punishment. It was preparation. And that's the shift you've got to make. Rejection isn't failure. It's feedback. It's part of the path. It teaches you who you are, what you're made of, and how bad you want it. Steve didn't find purpose in comfort. He found it in the dark, hard places where most people give up. That's where calling shows up. Not when things go smooth, but when everything goes wrong, and you still refuse to quit. Every second you wait, someone else is working. While you're overthinking, they're out there doing. While you doubt yourself, they're building what you're only dreaming about. Waiting is the silent killer. It doesn't feel dangerous. It feels like planning, like patience. But in reality, it's delay dressed up as preparation. You think you're being careful, but you're slowly letting time slip. And the truth is, time doesn't wait for anybody. It moves, whether you're ready or not. Success doesn't pause for your fear. While you hold back, someone with half your talent, but twice your courage is taking the shot you didn't. You don't lose to people who are better. You lose to people who are bolder. That's the part nobody talks about. It's not always about who's smarter or stronger. Sometimes, it's just about who moved first. So stop waiting for perfect conditions. They're not coming. Move now. How many dreams have been buried under the word someday? How many people had the talent, the idea, the heart, but waited too long to start? Someday sounds safe. It gives you permission to avoid the hard part, action. It's a lie we tell ourselves to feel better about standing still. But the longer you wait, the heavier it gets. That dream becomes harder to carry. That fire begins to fade. And before you know it, it's not just delayed, it's dead. Look around. The world is filled with people who had potential, but ran out of courage. People who said, "I'll do it later," and later never came. If you keep saying someday, you'll wake up and realize your window is gone. And the worst part, it didn't slam shut, it closed quietly while you were waiting. So ask yourself, are you really waiting for the right time? Or are you just scared to start? Because fear dressed up as patience is still fear. And fear doesn't build anything. Let this hit deep. You don't run out of chances. You run out of time. Life keeps moving whether you move or not. And the clock isn't slowing down just because you haven't figured it out yet. You think there'll always be more time, more chances, more tomorrows. But one day, there won't be. And the worst feeling in the world is not failure. It's regret. It's knowing you had the shot but didn't take it. It's realizing you waited too long and the door you thought would always be open has closed for good. Stop gambling with time. Stop assuming you can start next week, next month, next year. What if this was the only window you had? What if this was the shot that changes everything? But you were too unsure to pull the trigger. Time doesn't ask permission, it moves. And if you don't move with it, you get left behind. So stop waiting. Move now. Because the only thing you're really running out of is time. Steve Harvey didn't wait until everything made sense. He didn't wait until he had a safety net. He jumped broke, scared and unsure. And he built the net on the way down. That's what faith looks like. That's what belief feels like. Not certainty, but action in the middle of chaos. You think you need to have it all figured out before you move. No. You figure it out after you move. That's where growth happens. That's where confidence is built. By doing it scared. Doing it unsure. Doing it even when the fear screams louder than your hope. Real progress doesn't wait on clarity. It starts in the dark, and every step forward shines a little more light. So stop trying to feel ready. You won't. Nobody ever really feels ready. They just move anyway. Do it scared. Do it broke. Do it now. Because waiting won't make it easier. Waiting just keeps you in the same place, staring at a dream that only lives if you leap. Pain is not the enemy. It's the gym where growth happens. You don't build muscle without resistance. You don't build strength without strain. So why do we treat pain like it's a sign something's wrong? The truth is, pain is the proof that something is working. It means you're stretching. It means you're pushing past what's easy. Growth doesn't come wrapped in comfort, it comes in the form of challenge. Just like lifting weights breaks the muscle to rebuild it stronger, life's pain breaks your old self to build something new. So if you're going through pain right now, don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't avoid it. Embrace it. Learn from it. Let it build something in you. Because every painful experience you survive adds weight to your character. And the ones who grow through it, they don't come out weaker. They come out wiser, tougher, and more dangerous in the best way. Pain is not here to break you. It's here to build you. Let me ask you this. Who do you admire? Who do you look up to? Now think, did they get there without struggle, without wounds, without seasons where they almost gave up? The answer is no, because no one wins without bleeding first. You don't get success without scars. You don't reach greatness without going through the grind. The highlight reel you see is built on a history of hard times. So the next time you start making excuses, remember, every winner was once where you are, unsure, in pain, tired. But they kept going, they kept bleeding, and they kept building. That's what makes the difference. Not comfort, not ease, pain. The willingness to walk through fire and not let it stop you. So before you say it's too hard or this hurts too much, ask yourself, are you willing to bleed for what you said you wanted? Because that's what it takes. No shortcuts, no softness, just pressure, pain, and the decision to push through it anyway. Steve Harvey didn't sleep in comfort. He didn't sleep with guarantees. He slept in his car, with no money, no fame, no certainty, just a vision, and the pain that came with chasing it. But let's be clear, he didn't sleep in his excuses. He didn't let pain talk him out of progress. He didn't let the struggle convince him to quit. Most people would have. Most people do. But Steve understood something powerful. The pain is part of the path. He didn't expect it to be easy. He expected it to be worth it. That's the mindset shift most people never make. They think pain means stop. He knew pain meant move. Every night he slept cold and broke. He was still holding onto his belief. Still walking toward what he couldn't see yet. That's not magic. That's mindset. That's what separates the people who get there from the people who talk about getting there. He didn't sleep in comfort. He slept in the middle of the fight and came out stronger. Pain doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to develop you. Pain teaches. Pain shapes. Pain prepares. But only if you stop running from it. Only if you start listening to what it's trying to show you. Pain is the classroom where your character gets tested and your future gets shaped. It reveals what you're made of. It strips away the surface and forces you to find strength you didn't know you had. Think about it. Every time you've leveled up in life, didn't pain come first? Didn't a breakdown come before the breakthrough? That's not coincidence. That's the pattern. Pain isn't here to punish you. It's proof that you're in motion, that something is shifting, that something inside you is trying to grow. But it can't grow in comfort. It grows in fire, in pain. So stop asking why it hurts. Start asking, what is it building in me? Because when you're in pain, you're not being broken. If your mind is soft, your life will be hard. That's the truth nobody wants to admit. Big decisions lead to painful results. And when your emotions run the show, your progress takes the hit. Too many people are mentally lazy. They don't challenge their thoughts. They just accept whatever fear or doubt shows up. But here's the problem. Life doesn't care how you feel. Life responds to what you do. And if your mindset folds under pressure, your life will too. Tough times demand tough minds. You want strength? Build it here first in your thinking. A disciplined mind creates a stable life. But if your mind is soft, if it avoids hard questions, hard truths, hard choices, then everything outside of you becomes harder than it has to be. You can lift all the weights you want, but if your mind quits at discomfort, your life stays stuck. Challenge the way you think or be crushed by the life that follows. Your mind is like soil. Whatever you plant there grows. Plant fear, and you'll live in hesitation. Plant anger, and you'll live in chaos. But plant belief, purpose, discipline, and work for feelings. And seeds don't care whether they're good or bad. They just grow when you water them. So the question is, what are you watering? Every day, you're either feeding your future or feeding your fear. Are your thoughts pushing you forward or pulling you down? Too many people spend more time replaying worst-case scenarios than they do imagining what's possible. That's not strategy. That's self-destruction. Your mind is powerful, but it's not automatic. You have to guide it, guard it, feed it on purpose. If you keep letting negativity take root, don't be surprised when your life starts growing weeds. Be the gardener of your mind. Be intentional. Because the harvest you get tomorrow will be based on the thoughts you're planting right now. But here's the part people forget. Only if you stop burying it in doubt. Your gift can't grow if you keep smothering it with fear. It won't rise if all you do is second guess it. Most people don't fail because they didn't have talent. Doubt is like dirt on your dreams. It blocks the light. It chokes the growth. It convinces you to stay quiet, stay small, stay stuck. Steve Harvey didn't have guarantees, but he had belief. He chose to water his gift, even when no one else saw it, even when the results weren't there yet. That's the difference. Your gift isn't waiting on the world. It's waiting on you to believe in it enough to use it. But if all you do is doubt, your gift will die buried inside you. Stop digging a grave with your thoughts. Start building a future with your belief. Train your mind, or the world will train it for you. And trust me, the world doesn't train you to win. It trains you to fit in, to stay safe, to play small. If you don't take control of your thoughts, someone else will. Media. All of it shapes how you think, unless you fight back. What you think, what you believe, what you say to yourself when no one else is around. Most people are walking around on autopilot, living by default, not by decision. But you've got to wake up. You've got to be aggressive with your inner world. Speak what you want. Declare what you believe. Kill the lies before they take root. Train your mind every day, just like you train your body. Strength doesn't show up by accident. And if you don't train your thoughts to work for you, they will work against you, every time. Motivation is a spark. It lights the fire, but discipline is what keeps it burning. Motivation feels good. It gets you excited. It makes you dream big. But motivation fades. It disappears the moment life hits back. Discipline, that's different. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It only cares that you move, that you follow through, that you show up whether it's exciting or exhausting. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is a decision. And real freedom, freedom to build, to grow, to rise, that only comes when you master the follow-through. You can't build a life on sparks. You need structure. You need habits. You need something stronger than mood. Discipline gives you that. It gives you control. It gives you direction. So don't wait to feel ready. Don't chase the high of motivation. Build the habit of showing up. No matter what, that's where the power is. That's where success gets made. There's a big difference between dreamers and builders. Dreamers talk, builders move. Dreamers make vision boards, builders make progress. And the gap between the two, discipline, that's what turns goals into results. Wishing feels good, but it doesn't produce anything. Work does. And the truth is, lazy ambition is everywhere. People want the rewards, but not the responsibility. They want the outcome, but not the process. That's not how this works. You can't manifest success with words alone. You've got to get your hands dirty. Discipline is what moves the needle, not talent, not hype, just steady, silent work, every day, when no one's clapping, when no one's noticing. That's what separates dreamers from builders. So ask yourself, are you working or just wishing? Are you building or just bragging about your ideas? Because only one of those leads to something real. The other is just noise. Talent shows up when it wants to. Discipline shows up every day. Talent is what you're born with. Discipline is what you choose. And if you think talent is enough, think again. The world is full of gifted people who never followed through. You don't rise because you're gifted. You rise because you're committed, every single day. Discipline doesn't wait for a perfect plan. It gets up, it moves, it does what has to be done, even when it's hard. That's what Steve Harvey did. He didn't have comfort, he didn't have guarantees, but he had the discipline to show up, to speak, to fail, to keep going. Before the money, before the fame, he made the decision daily, and that's what built everything else. Don't count on your talent to carry you. It won't. Discipline is your engine, and if you don't turn that key every day, don't expect to go anywhere. Tired, show up anyway. Doubting yourself, show up anyway. Scared, show up anyway. That's the difference. Not the absence of fear, but the refusal to bow to it. Most people wait until it feels good, until it feels clear. But success doesn't wait for your mood. It waits for your movement. The ones who make it aren't always the smartest or most talented. They're just the ones who refuse to sit down. They showed up when it was awkward, when it was lonely, when it was painful. And because they kept showing up, they kept growing, they kept learning, they kept building. So if you're wondering what's missing, maybe it's not some new plan, maybe it's not more inspiration, maybe it's just this: show up over and over again, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because that's when the shift happens. What if that's the only thing you're missing? Showing up when everything in you says not to. That's where the breakthrough lives. Faith isn't about a building or a ceremony, it's about belief. Raw, unshakable belief. The kind you hold onto when nothing around you makes sense, when everything is falling apart, and the only thing left standing is what you know deep in your gut. That's the kind of faith Steve Harvey had. Not perfect, not polished, but powerful. When he was sleeping in his car, broke and hungry, it wasn't luck that kept him going. It was belief. He believed there was more for him, even when it didn't look like it, even when it felt like he was losing. That belief became his backbone, his anchor, his drive. Faith isn't just thinking things will work. It's moving like they will. It's stepping forward when the staircase isn't even there. It's refusing to fold under fear, because you know something bigger is in front of you. So stop waiting for the perfect sign. Be the sign. Act on the belief that what's inside you matters, because the world won't believe in you until you do. Faith is your fuel. Focus is your steering wheel. Fight is your engine. You need all three to move. Faith gives you the fire. It's what gets you up when nothing else will. It's what says, keep going when life says, sit down. But faith without focus, you're just spinning. Focus directs your energy. It tells your effort where to go. It shuts out the noise. It keeps your eyes on your road, not theirs, not what social media is showing you, yours. And then there's the fight. That's your engine. That's your push. That's your refusal to quit when the hill gets steep and the road gets rough. Faith fuels you, focus guides you, and fight drives you. You take one of those away, and you stall. You start chasing distractions. You burn out. You drift. But when all three come together, you become unstoppable. So check your tank, check your grip, check your engine, and then move. Hard, fast, and with everything you've got. Lock in. Shut out the noise. keep swinging. That's the formula. You're not going to win by being half in. You're not going to rise if every little distraction pulls you off track. You've got to lock in, eyes forward, no side conversation, no drama, no scrolling, just the work. Then shut it out. Shut out the opinions, the doubts, the fear. Not everything deserves your energy. Not every voice should have your attention. And then, keep swinging. Hit or miss. Good day or bad. Keep throwing punches, because the only way you lose is if you stop swinging. Life isn't always fair, it's not always kind, but it always responds to grit. And that's what this is about. Grit, guts, staying locked in when everything around you wants to pull you out. You're in the ring. This is your fight. And if you want to win, you've got to drown out the noise. Aim your focus and swing until something breaks. It's easy to like the idea of success. It's easy to talk about big goals and post quotes about chasing dreams. But ideas don't change your life. Action does. Stop falling in love with the image of success and start dealing with the reality of what it takes. Because success doesn't feel pretty while you're building it. It feels heavy. It feels messy. It feels lonely. Everybody wants to be great until they realize the cost. That's the gap. Most people like the idea of success. Few people live it. And here's the truth. The real ones don't wait for permission. They don't wait for signs. They don't wait until it's easy. They go get it. Every day, every round, every inch. So ask yourself, are you dreaming or doing, talking or taking action? Because you're not going to bump into success by accident. Success doesn't knock. You break the door down with belief. You walk through with action. And you don't stop until the door is off the hinges.